There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. There goes a sight from my soul. I think it's all angels just walk by. 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 There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my there goes a sight. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my soul.
One, two, three, jump!
Wow.
Chiefs Kingdom. It's time for All Chiefed Up with your hosts, Steve and Mike Williams.
You're listening to All Chiefed Up, the best damn Kansas City Chiefs podcast in the kingdom.
Chiefs Kingdom. What's up, baby? Noah Gray here, tight end for your Kansas City Chiefs. You're listening to All Chiefed Up with Mike and Steve Williams.
Kingdom.
It's just your boy Mike in the house again. Steve, still stuck at the job. He's still stuck at the job, ladies and gentlemen. It's just your boy Mike. But it's okay. We're going to have a good time today. I am fired up. The Chiefs look good today. Day 14 in the books. The defense looking good. We've seen some crazy stuff out of the defense today. But before we get to that, I just want to say hey to some of the ACU crew. We got Brian Parrott in the house. We got Woody Woodford. Stephen James already with the 3-bomb, the super sticker. Steve-O, we appreciate you. ACU crew, you guys are the best, 100%. Drop some legendaries in the chat for yourselves because you guys are awesome. We got Rico in the house. We got Yogi in here. We got Brian Gales, Orion Guided. We have Brenda. What's up, Brenda? Good to see you. KC Fan Dan, Jan Fry Gable. What is up, Jan? Good to see you. Brian, Larry, Jay Kelsey. Dude, Ray. We got a lot of people in the house. Julia Gulia, can't forget it. Johnny Lyles, Jeremiah Carpenter, Cindy Jennings, Richie King, Travis Peterson. And I'm caught up, and I wanted to give everybody a shout out that's telling me what's up and telling me to have a good day in the chat, baby. So it's just me by myself again today, but we're going to jump right on in because I'm telling you, it was a fun day at camp. It really was. I'll kick it off with the injury report. We seen Pete Sweeney says not practicing Tuesday for the Chiefs. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. We found out that Clyde was sick. Matt Derrick reports that Clyde Edwards-Helaire was out sick Tuesday, according to the Chiefs. Clyde has been sick now a couple different occasions. I don't know what's going on in that locker room. I don't know. Maybe it's getting cool at night in St. Joe's and they're working hard during the day. Maybe he's a little, what is it? Maybe he needs to drink more fluid. I don't know what's going on with Clyde, but Clyde needs to get it together. Opening up some big doors for another boy that we all know and love, and that is Deneric Prince, by the way. Pacheco still on a non-contact jersey. Clyde Edwards-Helaire missing practice. Rookie running back Deneric Prince has been the lead back for the Chiefs on Tuesday. So good to see. Good to see. I'm excited for Deneric Prince. I'm excited for everything he brings. Let's get a little bit back to the injury report. Not practicing today for the Chiefs also. Jody Fortson out with a shoulder. Chris Jones still not there. Even though we heard from Brett Veach yesterday, Chris Jones still not there. Very, I feel more positive today than I did yesterday. I think Chris Jones is I think he'll be back. I think he'll be back pretty soon, actually. L'Jarius Sneed, that one scares me a little bit. Still nursing that knee. Kadarius Toney still out. Cornell Powell was back on the field today. Before we go into camp, just a little bit more. I hope you guys took a moment today to watch our Chris Jones video about Brett Veach finally speaking out about that. If you haven't, as soon as this is over, go watch it. We encourage you to watch it. Watch it all the way through for your boys. Hit that like button, share it with a friend. I tell you, I'm not scared about Chris Jones, and Brett Veach said the right things for me. He really did. I seen Brett Veach say that he wanted to make Chris Jones a lifer. He deserved the big contract. So that's all I need to hear. Let's just get it done. Let's get it done now. Let's work on the specifics. Let's get it done, and let's get it over with. But the one thing today, and you'll notice I had my boy Leo on the cover today. Look at this beautiful face. I would smile like that too if I knew the inside scoop of what was coming for offensive this season. Spags is cooking up something crazy out there, guys. Ron Kopp Jr. comes out today and says, I don't think we understand the mad hattery we're going to get out of Spags this year. And we've been saying this all year. Spags draws up some crazy stuff. People are now, I'll get back to this in a second, people are freaking out. They're seeing it all over Twitter and stuff. They're like, why is Mike Dana in pass coverage? Why is George Karlaftis in pass coverage? If you guys have been paying attention for the past few years, this is something Spags likes to do with his defensive ends. They will come out of the back. They will cover out of the backfield. Sometimes they'll take slot receivers. You name it. He asked them to cover. So that is something that's not new to Spags. So I know, it gets lost in the game. We're looking at the ball. We're not really watching everything over the field. But that is something he does. He says it's the continuity in the back end, but the defensive line is going to need help impacting quarterbacks. And being chaotic in the back is one way to do that. So with that being said, Tucker Franklin reports Chiefs defense coming out in a 3-3-5 for the first few reps of team. The line consisting of Charles Omenihu, Turk Wharton, George Karlaftis. Curious to see how much we see that this season, especially with the depleted line early on. So a 3-3-5 defense is what Spags is messing with. That's 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers, 5 DBs. That's how that plays out for you guys. I don't want to get too nerdy. A lot of people don't really care about the specifics of it. But a 3-3-5 defense is going to look something like this. This is what it looks like. You'll notice that you got your 5 down linemen here. The square is the center. The Y is usually the tight end. And then you've got your Z, your X, and your C is your slot. The 3 down linemen, you're going to see right here in this particular thing, he had it wrote up that 91 in the middle, George Karlaftis on the edge, and then Chris Jones right there. That's an inside 4-eye technique. I'll talk about that in just a minute if people want to learn that. It's a little nerdy. It's a little football terminology, but I feel like we are a very smart fan base, and we all probably like to learn and continue to learn, and I'll show you guys what all that means. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know. But anyway, in that 3-3-5D, Chief Bearcat reports that Leo, Nick, and Drew Tranquil was working as the linebackers, and Leo was actually rushing the passer. If you'll notice on this chart, 54, he's coming down outside. He's not really lined up on the line. So if he was lined up on the line, that'd be like a 9 technique, a 7 technique. He's not really doing that. He's pushing forward. I feel like you're going to see that a lot with Leo this year, and boy, is he going to be exciting. I feel like you're going to see that a lot with Willie Gay. Willie Gay's pass rushing is going to be top-notch this year. I feel like he's turning into more of a pass rusher every day. Willie Gay and Leo, we should be very excited. And I'm telling you, Drew Tranquil can do it too. I really do believe that. I'll talk to you guys about the techniques really quick. You got the centers, the guards, the tackles, and then you got your Y. That's your tight end. So if you're head up over the center, that's a 0 technique, and if you're shaded to one side or the other, that's called a 1. When you get to the guard, if you're out just a little bit, they call that a 2-eye. Head up over the guard's a 2, and on the outside of the guard is a 3. The tackle is a 4-eye on the inside, a 4 over, and then on the outside it goes to a 5. And then, of course, it goes 6-eye, 6, 7, and they'll go to a 9 technique. Well, what this 3-3-5 is going to allow, if you notice, is Chris Jones is now lined up on that 4-eye technique. Chris Jones dominates from the 4-eye. That is where he does his best, is inside that tackle. He dominates on that 4-eye, baby. Caleb James says, I think it's possible on passing downs that we see KC use a 3-man front out of a stack look, with the end result being Chenal rushing off the edge. And that's where I got the chart from. It gets Chris Jones into a loose 3-tech, which is basically a 4-eye, and that's where he does his best work. That's where Chris Jones gets after the quarterback. He does a lot of this. And that's where he shines. And just to show you on the chart again, he's going to be playing right outside this tackle, right on the inside of the shoulder. So it's basically a 3-tech, a loose 3-tech, an inside 4-eye, something like that. We've actually seen Chris Jones get out and play a 5 technique. We've seen him play a 7 technique before. If I'm not mistaken, the game against the Raiders last year where he got the strip sack taken away from him, I'm almost positive he was rushing from the outside. He was rushing from a 7 technique, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go back and look at the film, but if I remember off the top of my head, that is what he was doing. So I'm excited to this defense, man. They look good. They look crazy. I actually want to show you guys some clips while I'm talking here. We had Derek Noddy working today, just looking good out there, hitting the bags. Derek Noddy looks he looks spry on his feet out there, guys. We had some really good stuff today. We had some good stuff today. I've got a clip here of Jalen Watson just locking down Sky Moore today. Just look at that. In his hip pocket, he times it perfectly. Jalen Watson is looking like a stud out there, man. That's all there is to it. And we had some Felix Anudike Uzama news out there today. And boy, are we excited. Before I get to that, I just want to give a shout out here to my boys, Cobra Kai Ty. Cobra Kai with a 10 bomb. I appreciate you, brother. He says, what's up, fam? Hope you all are well. Busy day. Got to run errands. We got to keep Chris Jones a must keep him happy. Send my ACU love and chat cash to Steve. Good job, Mike, holding it down. I'll let him know that you guys are supporting in the chat, man. It cheers him up. He got home yesterday. It was a long day. He's having to commute an hour each way. So he's spending 12 hours right now, over an hour away from his home. He's getting home. He's dealing with all those kids. So he's just in a rough time right now. But he's getting through it. He watched the show yesterday. He said, I did a good job. I'll take that. Steve never gives me any good criticism. He's usually over here telling me I suck. But yesterday he said it was a good job, and he appreciates you guys and all the support you're giving us for sure. Enrique baby, with the $2 super stickers. Some legendaries in the chat for Steven, Cobra Kai, and Enrique, because you guys are awesome. I appreciate all you guys and everything you do for the channel. Let me get back to what I was speaking on, though. We had just some Felix Anudike-Uzomah news today. First, I want to preface this by saying we seen Wanye today. So we seen Wanye Morris working both left tackle and right tackle during the team inside run period. This was with the first team. They were experimenting Wanye in at left and right tackle. I feel like they have to do this because we're still not sold on Donovan Smith 100%. Like, we're going to have to see if he's coming back, and if he's coming back off that injury fully, we have to see it, and you're going to have to let Wanye work. We drafted him in the 3rd round, and you got to get him out there and see what he can do. Felix, though, went up against Wanye a few times. And Tucker Franklin says, Felix Anudike-Uzomah just put Wanye Morris on his ass with a bull rush today. Now, we did not snag footage of him destroying Wanye. I actually got a little bit of footage of Wanye actually winning a rep against Felix, but I'll go ahead and play that for you guys. You're going to see him line up here. Wanye does a good job there. He gets both hands on him. He gets him out on that lane. And if that was a real game situation, he could have drove him into next week and the quarterback safely in the pocket. Not a big deal. I wish somebody would have got the clip of Felix winning one and putting Wanye on that ass, but we did not get that. We could not find the footage. I'm sure it may come available at some point, but until we find it, it's just something we'll just have to imagine in our heads. We'll have to be like, well, how did Felix look? And I'm sure it would have drew one of these from your boys at All Chiefed Up.
They call me El Travidor.
Oh, they would have got the El Travidor. I cannot wait to use that all season long. I just cannot. I love it. But anyways, let's get back to a little bit of camp, guys. So I broke down the 3-3-5 and what we're seeing from Spags. Again, I'll throw this up while I'm talking about it a little bit. Spags is an experiment with a stack 3-3-5, and what that is 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers, and you're going to have 5 DBs. This allows Willie and Leo to rush off the edge. It would allow Tranquil to rush off the edge, whichever one. You can see 50 and 54 in. They don't really have Tranquil in. They've got Leo and Willie doing it. But this allows Chris Jones to work in that 4-eye. It allows Derek Nottie, Omenihu, whoever to get in there on the inside. And then, of course, I believe you're going to see Keandre Coburn coming from that zero technique right up the middle. I believe Keandre Coburn would be nasty. Could you imagine during the season, by the way, if you see Keandre Coburn, Chris Jones, and George Karlaftis coming at you in a 3-3-5 stack, and then on the outside you see an all-out blitz with Willie, Leo, and maybe even Snead coming off the slot? Oh my God, quarterbacks will be shivering. If we see that the first week against Jared Goff may retire. He may be done with it. But the back end has to hold up. You can't slip. You can't have any coverage breakdowns, or he's going to lob it up, and Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to take it to the house. So you have to trust your corners and things like that. If you're going to sell out those blitzes, you have to trust them. And I trust our corners. I think Josh Williams, Jalen Watson, Trent McDuffie, the Warden, he is locking it down out there. But let's get to the offense. Before I get to the offense, let's read some comments from you guys, because I just want to say hey to everybody really quickly. Doug says, love that the offensive and defenses are competing. Makes us better. Gotta love it. Dude, I'm telling you, Doug, I appreciate you being here first and foremost. This stuff out here is nasty. If you're following us on Twitter, at All Chiefed Up on Twitter, we're posting up all kinds of footage when we get it. Any kind of camp footage we can find, we're posting it. And these guys are going at it, man. You're seeing Justin Ross going at it every day with Echo Boyd-Doe. You're seeing Travis Kelce and Justin Reed just hammering each other on the reg. Nobody's getting the best of anybody either. Offense wins a play, defense smacks them in the mouth next play. It's beautiful to see. And a lot of people are like, man, this is crazy. The offense is not winning today. The defense is not winning today. You know what I see out there? I see competition front to back, and this is a hell of a roster. And I don't want to be Andy Reid and Brett Veach making these roster decisions. This is nasty out there. There are going to be some good football players that are not going to make this team, and that shows us how deep we really are. Shout out to Gil, by the way, with 5 gifted memberships. Make sure you guys have your gifted turned on. You can possibly get a membership, and I appreciate you, Gil. Gil is a is a legend. So throw some legends in the chat for Gil. Ishiamaru was gifted a membership. King Kai was gifted a membership. 6-footer, Yanni07, and Tyler Helton. You guys, welcome to the crew. This is a great place. Get in the chat, comment, ask me some questions. Tell me I look good today. Tell me I suck. Tell me I look rough. I don't know. I do look pretty rough. I actually got a stain on my black hat today. I don't even know what that is. It looks like milk. Oh, it was just dust. It was just dust. Crisis averted, guys. Crisis averted. Dan Weiler says that's why Mike is on ESPN and not a GM. What does this mean? What does this mean? Did I miss the first part? Oh, yeah, I did. Okay, Ray. Mike Tenenbaum on ESPN said that the Lions will beat the Chiefs in week 1. Okay, I thought you were talking about me. Too many mics in the house. But it's okay. I would appreciate a GM or ESPN compliment. I'll take them both. But yeah, Mike Tannenbaum did say that. You know, I think the Chiefs are going to win the game. I don't think it's going to be as big of a blowout as we think. Would I love to see that? Oh yeah, I'd love to see us wipe the floor with the Lions and just show the dominance of the Chiefs. I think if you go out there and beat the Lions by over 14, instantly eyes pop open and analysts say, "Good God, here we go again." They will be crying by week 2 if we go out there and put one on Detroit. Like, no doubt, because a lot of them are going to start picking Detroit. What else is new? The Chiefs are always behind the Bengals. We're behind the Bills. We're behind the Chargers every year in the division. They try to put Russell Wilson and the Broncos above us. You're going to have a few clowns out here saying the Raiders are going to beat us. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's noise. Drown it out. Enjoy this dynasty. Enjoy the ride, because we're going to put some on that ass all year long. That's what we're going to do. It's going to be fun to see. Doug says, scary about Rice today, but I think he's okay. And I want to get to that, by the way, Doug. So I appreciate you bringing that up. So what we've seen today was a lot of, I'll get to the offense just a little bit here. The first team wide receivers were rotating a lot today. The Chiefs they're really analyzing this room. They want to see who plays with Mahomes. Because, again, when this preseason comes around, guys, you're going to see Mahomes maybe play one drive on Sunday against the Saints, and then Mahomes is going to go take a seat. He's going to put the headset on. He's going to take a seat. You're going to see a lot of Bichelle. You're going to see a lot of Gabbert. You're going to see Chris, a lot of Kuhn, however he pronounces his name. That is one of the wildest names. I'll figure it out one day. Either way, you're going to see a lot of the backups. And so with the backups, you may see Rice. You may see, Nico, all these guys that we're looking forward to seeing. Richie James, they may struggle a little bit, but it's not on them. Could be on the quarterbacks getting them the ball. Gabbert's learning a new system. Bichelle's not really ready to take over the offense yet, although he has balled out in camp this year, I believe. He made a heck of a throw today, baby. That was the most Patrick Mahomes-esque throw I've ever seen. He just goes out of the pocket and just slings it. Touchdown. Looks good. But, yeah, that's going to be the thing. So they're wanting to see them all play with Mahomes. So they're rotating the wideouts. MVS, Sky, Rice, Watson, James, Ross, all getting runs with the first team. So I know we all want to see Justin Ross. He may take 1-2 snaps with Mahomes in that first. If the offense comes out and struggles and Mahomes only gets to run 5-6 plays and then we have to punt and then Mahomes goes sits on the sideline, that's not what we want to see. We want a nice long drive. I'd like to see a nice 14, 15 play drive. I don't even care if we punch it in the end zone. It doesn't matter. I want to see us have a nice drive. That way we can get some film of some of these wide receivers, start clearing this up a little bit. But yeah, Rashee Rice, when he was in there, he had a little bit of an injury scare today. Price Carter, Arrowhead Price, he come out for Arrowhead Addict, I think, was who he was reporting for today. Rashee Rice limping off the field, not sure if just a tweak or something serious. He went down after a route in the end zone. He says that he was walking with a trainer afterwards. Well, a lot of people were scared. A lot of people watching, we were like, oh, God, not Rashee Rice. Like, this boy's been playing balling out, dude. But it was okay. Pete Sweeney comes out and says, look, I'm going to clear up some info on Rashee Rice. He was shaken up after a play, but he never left. He finished the workout. He's fine. So he was able to get right back in. He didn't miss any time. Crisis averted, guys. Crisis averted. And I tell you, that's good to see. We can't afford any injuries here. We're already dealing with the KT injuries. We cannot have any more. These young guys, they have to step up. They have to get this experience in. They got to get this playing time in. And again, that's why we're seeing a lot of Our boy Deneric Prince with Clyde Edwards-Helaire out. Look who's playing. Pacheco's on with a non-contact jersey. Clyde is sick. So Deneric Prince got the lead back for the Chiefs on Tuesday. He was taking the bulks of the carries. They're not going to put Jerick McKinnon in there as your lead back. He's just not that guy. He's not gonna pound it up the middle. But you got to see Prince today. But I tell you, the rookie does come out. What do rookies struggle with? What do all rookies struggle with? Pass protection. Deneric Prince struggles today with pass pro. Jet McKinnon was having to coach him up afterwards. Nobody better to coach you up than Jet McKinnon. That's why it was nice to see him sign back with the Chiefs. Jet McKinnon does a good job of helping these young guys learn this. He helped Pacheco last year, and it's just invaluable to have. I want to show you guys a clip. It's a little bit of a grainy clip because it wasn't the best camera in the world, but I did snag it. This is Deneric Prince chunking off a long run off tackle left. I'll play it for you guys. Here we go. KC Sports Network, shout out on this, by the way, with the good footage. You guys can follow them. Prince is a big boy. Did you see him get around that edge? He just got out and he was going. Boy, I don't want to get in his way if he's moving. Him and Pacheco, they talk about thunder and lightning. We're just going to call it thunder because after I hit Pacheco all day, I don't want to hit Deneric Prince next. This is kind of like who was that big old... The big old backs they used to have. Was it Jerome Bettis? And didn't they have another one over there in Pittsburgh? And I remember the Chiefs at one time, man. We had Okoye and Barry Word. I don't know if they ever played together or not. I can't remember. But my God, could you imagine? Crazy. Yeah, I'm going to get back to the chat just a little bit. You guys are asking me some questions. I want to see what's up. David says you need to get back to the old black headset. It looked like a tank commander. I have it over here. I had to get rid of it. The cord was shorting out on me, so I had to get rid of it. Amani, what's up, brother? He says, Mike, my dog, how are you, bro? I'm doing good. I appreciate you guys being here. Steve out again. He is still at work. He's working 12-hour days and driving and everything, so... Yeah, man, he's just he's putting it in, but I'm holding it down while he's away, and it's pretty good, man. I'll get through it. But Ray said, Pete who? Yeah, we didn't have Steve saying that today, so I'll do it for you. Pete who? Sweeney. That's great. Pete Sweeney. Yeah, man, just love getting on here and giving you guys some updates. We don't have to do it, but we enjoy doing it, and I enjoy seeing you guys. And Julia with the weenie, and we love it. Good to see you guys, for real. All of you guys, appreciate you guys being here. Johnny, what's up, Johnny? He says Prince will have a breakout year like our number one running back did, Pacheco last year. Wouldn't that be nice? It would be so nice, but I don't know how many opportunities he's actually going to get. If Pacheco stays super healthy, and I hope he does, and then Clyde stays healthy too. We do like to use Clyde. Like, this is the last year I think Clyde will be here. So if this is the last year you get to use Clyde, you're probably going to run this guy into the ground. Why not? That's probably what you're going to do. So, yeah, it depends. Brian Parrott says the Lions are ready to throw 2 number 1s at Chris Jones out here. Veach better pull his head out. I don't know. I've not heard nothing about that. Would they do it? I don't know. Would I take that deal? Probably not. The Lions are on the up and up, so I'm assuming now they're borderline playoff team. So what would your 2 number 1s be? Maybe like mid-20s? 22, 23 at best. So do I think I can get a top 10 NFL 100 player voted on by the fans with either of those picks? Hell no. Like, you're not going to get Chris Jones, man. We all need to take a moment. Chris Jones is that guy. He is a top 10 player in the NFL. He's getting older, but he ain't that old. We're all pumped about Kelsey. Kelsey's like 32, 33. Chris Jones is like 3-4 years younger, and we're all acting like he's washed. Kelsey is still playing at a high level. He's going to continue to play at a high level for at least 2 to 3 more years. Chris Jones is going to be fine for 5 more years. And even if his production comes down just a little bit, the dude's putting up 15.5 sacks a season. Defensive tackles don't even usually get that many sacks. A good defensive tackle season's like, 8 sacks, 10 sacks tops? I mean, you're talking elite when you get to that level. So even if Chris Jones pulls back 5, 6 sacks when he's 34 years old, you're still getting 10 sacks from a defensive tackle that they're still having to game plan for. They're still having to double and triple team. He's still taking linemen and keeping them off of the linebackers back there. Chris Jones does a lot. It's not just about stats. Chris Jones does a lot. Doug says, we have so many great players. Who will make the 53? I guess it's a great problem to have. It really is, Doug. Me and Steve plan on doing our official 53-man prediction. We're probably going to go ahead instead of doing it week to week because I don't think it moves too awful much week to week. It would just become repetitive. We're probably just going to wait right up until the final cut gets ready to happen. We'll probably do that in a live or we'll make a video on it or something, but I think we'll do it then. We did release our initial 53-man before camp, and to be honest, not a lot's changed. We had Carlos Dunlap on there, and it's very possible they could go get him now that Omenahue's out for 6 games, but we still don't know about that one. I think maybe I would take that off the list now and just go with the rookie movement. And then, of course, we had Najee making the team, and I believe, Najee obviously on IR now. He can't. So I think I would slide Nick Jones back in right there, but other than that, I'm pretty solid with who we kept. We went ahead and took the 7 wide. I think we had to. We put Justin Ross on the team already. That was weeks ago. We had to. You're not going to put Justin Ross. You're not going to cut him and get him to clear waivers. Ain't going to happen. Everybody's too pumped about it, man. Omar says, true Chiefs fan. I forgot about Barry Word. Hey, man, watching for life. We had some good teams. We had some good teams, and the Marty Ball and different things, dude, I'm telling you, it got rough at times. It really did. That's why I tell people, I was talking to John Dillon, the new editor at Chiefs Wire, and we bring up Chiefs Wire articles all the time. Charles Goldman used to work there. We're not friends. Like I'm not a friend with Charles Goldman. Like we're not going to go hang out and eat barbecue or something. But we talk. We're acquaintances. We wished him good luck. He got a new job at A to Z Sports, by the way, covering the Chiefs. So he stepped out. John Dillon stepped in. Excited to have him there, man. We're actually trying to come up with some stuff. Maybe doing some work with Chiefs Wire at some point, possibly. Don't know for sure. But yeah, man, we talk about him all the time. It's good to link up with him and everything. So if you guys aren't following him, be sure and do that. But yeah, I tell you, it's just, we're in such a good time. But I was talking to him today, and we were talking about how good it is to be a Chiefs fan right now. And for all of us guys that have been around, and I'm not saying if you're a new fan over the past few years, maybe you just come along when Mahomes got here. Congrats, man. Welcome to the club. Let's enjoy it. Let's ride it out. But if you're one of the OGs that's been here for all these years, through the 80s and the 90s and the struggles and the daggone, through the Brody Croyle years, through the Matt Castle years, my God, let's not even talk about the Todd Haley and the Castle years and stuff. But I tell you, if you've been through that, man, you know that winning right now means so much more. As Chief fans, it just means so much to finally get these wins, and we want to enjoy it. But I tell you, this is why we got to be diligent. This is why we can't relax. A lot of people say we're negative sometimes. We're bringing out, negativity. Not that. We look at the Chris Jones situation and we say, man, come on, Chris Jones is vital to this team. He is a top 10 player in the NFL, voted on by his peers. There's 4 cogs in this machine, and that is Mahomes, Kelsey, Chris Jones, and Andy Reid. If you pull one of those cogs out, we're going to instantly struggle. But if you can keep those 4 together, dude, we may win it every year, and we're going to be a favorite to win it every year until Mahomes decides he wants to hang it up. And I firmly believe that. Ray says, Omenahu can still appeal this suspension, right? I'm pretty sure he can. I don't know if he will. They'll probably talk to the NFLPA. He probably has his own lawyers of some sort. They're probably going to look at it, see what the NFL's got, kind of determine whether or not Goodell would reconsider it, what the NFLPA thinks, and if they think they can get it knocked down and reduced, they may do it. They may be like, look, it's probably not going to do it. We got video of you, man, pushing this girl, or we got this, or we got that. He may just save face and let it disappear, and he may not do it. Personally, the police, from everything I can say that I've read up on it, him and the girl are still together. She said that her arm hurt and she was pushed down, but she refused all kinds of medical. She wouldn't go to the ambulance. She wouldn't see a doctor. He was only given a restraining order because that is state law in California. They responded to a domestic call. He had to be given that, but within a few weeks, they had already broke it. They were in a car together. They were hanging out together. This was like a one kind of thing, and then within a few days, they were right back together. Still not saying he didn't do anything wrong. And if he pushed her, if he put his hands on her, bad on Charles Omenahu. And I don't even want those kind of players on the team. Let's be honest. But we've not seen anything yet. that makes him guilty, in my opinion, you got to be innocent until proven guilty. But they've seen something, and they've put 6 games on him. Could he get it reduced down? Probably, maybe to 4. That's where I think they'll settle on this if he does appeal. They may not appeal. If they've really got video of him pushing her or something like that, then rightfully so, he should have been suspended for 6 games and should have been suspended for the year. Like, there should be zero tolerance with that. There really would. There should be zero tolerance. And that includes Kamara and all them beating up a guy too, just because it was a girl versus a guy. They don't make it better. These dudes are high-paid athletes. They're machines. And they've got to be able to hold up. You got to be a big boy. People are going to talk trash in public. You play a grown man sport. People are going to say things. You got to let it slide off. People talk trash to us all the time. Like, we're nobodies and people's talking trash to me every day. You got to just let it slide, man. People are always telling me, I don't know anything. You guys, I could do better. I could do this. I could do. Okay, well, put the money where the mouth is and go start a YouTube channel. I don't care, but I don't need you to tell me what I can and can't do. But that's going to happen. So you just got to let it slide. These guys got to let it slide. Lamons, Kamara, they should have been hit with harder than a 2-game suspension. Let's be honest. That was at an NFL event. But I'm going to get off the high horse here with the Omenihu question. Thanks for bringing it up. I appreciate it, and I hope he does get it reduced. And if he really did push her and he really did hurt her, he deserves more than 6 games. Let's put it that way. Brian Parrott, 3 years, $80 million, $70 million guaranteed, $27 million per year. Hidden inside a 4-year, $120, $70, $30 million guaranteed. Win-win. Brian, we're gonna have to send you over to Brett Veach. You guys hammer this out. That's what I feel, man. Yeah, Steve Atkins says Rice isn't hurt because Hefe said Rice is hurt. Oh no, he was injured in practice. He limped off. He is good. He come right back out. He didn't miss any time. We avoided that scare. Everybody watching it there held their breath. I've actually got the clip. I'll bring that up. I don't think it's the clip where he got injured. But this is where he sneaks behind the defense. He makes a nice catch. I'll let you guys, let me take this comment off the screen for you guys so it don't get in your way. And then I want to show you this clip because this Rashee Rice touchdown clip is beautiful. Here we go. Shout out KC Sports Network again. Great footage. You guys be sure to follow them if you don't. They do good work. Matt Lane, love to have him back on the show. But here we go. You're going to see Rashee Rice in motion right here. Mahomes is motioning him. He's going to get matched up on Mike Dana. I'm telling you, again, the defensive ends. There goes Dana, and that is I mean, come on. What's Mike Dana going to do with him? What is Mike Dana going to do with him? I don't like to say anything negative about Spags. This guy knows more about football and his pinky than I will ever know. I can understand that, and I can say that with complete confidence. But I don't understand. If you got a guy in motion in the backfield, whether that's Rashee Rice, Jerry and Ely, I don't care if it's Andy Reid, I'm probably not going to trust my defensive end on a skill player to guard somebody 30 yards up the field. I'm not going to do it. I'll let you have the flats. I'll let you play some of the flats. I'll let you maybe drop back in zone 4 to 5 yards. But you're not going to get past 5 yards with me. I'm not going to do it. That's weird to me. And in no universe is Mike Dana going to beat Rashee Rice man-to-man down the field after 5 yards. It's not going to happen. And if you have Ray Charles in the pocket and he's missing half of both arms and he just flips it with his elbow, he's going to complete that pass. Let's be honest. He's going to complete that pass. I don't know what the point is. And that could have just been a mix-up. Maybe Dana was supposed to pass him off to somebody. See, we don't know. So we can critique, but we don't really know what they were doing. So I'm not going to do that until I get all the facts. But I will say this. We don't need that. We don't need that kind of stuff. I want to show you guys some Sky Moore catches today because Sky Moore looked good today. Again, Sky Moore's going to be nice. If you guys play fantasy football, I recommend Sky Moore. Around probably like round 10, 11, that's going to be a sleeper. I think Sky Moore, we're looking 800 yards minimal, I think, for Sky Moore. Here we go. This is the same catch, but I got 2 different angles, so I'm going to play both of them for you. Here we go. This is going to be the end zone angle. You're going to see him come right across. He beats Nick Bolton there. He gets the ball. Patrick puts that in right. He gets behind Nick Bolton. Patrick puts it right in front of Brian Cook. More about Brian Cook in a minute. Here it is from a different angle. You're going to see a little bit better here. Willie's a little late. Brian Cook doesn't come down. He gets right behind him, right behind the linebackers. Hey, if you guys watch Chiefs football, you know that is the soft spot in our defense. Teams will eat us alive. As soon as they get behind our linebackers into our safeties, that's where they get the chunks of their offense all the time, is between the safety and the linebackers. Now, I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a problem of communication on our team. I don't know if our safeties are playing too deep. I don't know if our linebackers are not falling back enough. I don't know if it's a combination of it. But when they start playing that little zone thing, they just sit behind our linebackers and they eat us alive. That's where every team will get their chunk of their yardage. If it's a big third down or a big fourth down, that's the kind of stuff they run. They get right behind our linebackers, and they get it almost every time. It's a conversion. We've got to seal that up. Spags was actually on the mic today, by the way. Spags presser today. I just want you to look at Spags. Look at him. He's crafting something up right here. He's playing Candy Crush on his phone. He's trying not to let everybody know, but he got caught. He gives us that little crap-eating grin because he knows he's about to cook up something nice. He's cooking. But he says this today. Tommy says, Steve Spagnuolo says tackling is the first thing he's going to be watching closely Sunday against the Saints. And also how the young players perform. That's all we can look at. Look, it's very simple. Nick Bolton come out today, said the same thing. Nick Bolton was at a presser too. Nick Bolton says he wants to focus on stopping the run during the preseason week 1. Run game is never a huge focus during the offseason because of the lack of contact. So this is what they want to do. They want to stop the run. They want to tackle. That's all you can do in preseason game number 1. You're not going to play against starters. You're rarely going to play. So you got to evaluate your young talent. And the best way to evaluate that young talent, do they want to hit somebody? That's all I want to see. Do you want to go light somebody up? Because that's how you're going to make this team. You light somebody up. Put them on their ass and light them up. That's how you play this game, especially if you're going to be if you're going to play defense on my football team, you're going to hit somebody. You're going to enjoy hitting people. Your second favorite thing to do is going to be getting in the ice bath because your body's going to hurt. But I want their body to hurt too. And that's the way it is. Spags also says this. Chiefs defensive coordinator says he's challenging Brian Cook to be the defensive quarterback. He adds that Jalen Watson and Josh Williams are light years ahead of where they were last year. We've already heard that before. Jalen Watson, Josh Williams, dude, I even think McDuffie, they all are going to step up this year. You may see some sophomore slumps just a little bit because I'm telling you, they got their tendencies on film. So you're going to have these, your Keenan Allens, some of your vets out there that know what to watch for. Maybe they'll pick up on something, like Jalen crouches a little bit more when he's playing zone towards man, or maybe when he goes man, he punches with his left arm harder than his right, so he knows how to wiggle out of it. You may find things like that, and it's all these little intricacies. So they may struggle at times. But I think for the majority, they're going to be solid. I think our DBs are just set up. I think Leo's going to have a better year. I put Leo on the cover today because, look at Leo. Don't we all just want Leo? He brings that violence and physicality. And we want Leo to have a big year. And he said yesterday it's slowing down for him and he's starting to see things better. That's going to be a big one. I think Leo's going to have a big year. I think Spags is going to have this young defense playing really well, but that's what we got to watch out for on the first one. A few more little notes today from camp, and then I'll read some comments before we head out of here. I'll talk to you guys just a little bit. We've already went through. Pacheco had a beautiful one-on-one route today. Let me see if I can find that clip for you guys and play it because it was beautiful. Here we go. Leo out here on Cam Jones, and boy, he leaves him in the dust. Now, I like Cam Jones. I don't think he's going to make the team. At first, I thought him or Isaiah Moore had a big shot of making this team. Isaiah Moore got injured. They settled his IR thing. Again, if you haven't watched our video from yesterday, we talked about Isaiah Moore. We're talking about Brett Veach and the contract negotiation, how he opened up with that. Go watch that after here. It's great. Just watch it, like it, share it with your friends. Help us out a little bit. But I'm telling you, I think with Isaiah Moore out, I think Cam Jones now doesn't make the team. I think it's all going to be on Cold Cock Cochran. I think he may be that guy. So I think we're going to take 5 linebackers, and I think it's going to be Cochran. I think you're going to have Cochran, Chenal, Willie Gay, Drew Tranquil, and Nick Bolton, of course. I do think that because Cochran puts so much value on special teams. And again, special teams is what you got to watch out for. So again, we look at special teams and what happened today. It appears that Jalen Watson and Josh Williams are our gunners for the first team punt. As it stands, our first team corners are our first team gunners. Now, that's not really what you want to see, because if they take a stupid injury on something like that, that hurts the defense. So for right now, that's what they're doing. Now, if you look at the second team, you see Justin Watson. And it was reported the other day that Justin Watson was taken first. That was lost in translation. It was Jalen Watson, not Justin Watson. I'm telling you, there's too many Justins, too many Watsons, too many J Watts. My God, it's crazy out here. We've got so many Watsons and Justins. It's hard. I get confused. Pete Sweeney got confused. Pete's who? Pete Sweeney got confused. That's who got confused. It's chaos. But anyways, the Gunners number 2 was Justin Watson and DiCaprio Bootle. I'm more fine with Justin. I'm going to be dead honest. I would rather see Justin Watson do the gunning than I would our starting corners. I just don't want the corners to be injured. If Justin Watson were to be injured, I think not saying our corners aren't deep too, but I think they're more valuable than Justin Watson would be to the offense. I could be wrong about that. I could be wrong about it. But I think if Justin Watson didn't play on the offense, we probably all wouldn't miss it too much. Let's be honest. But that's what I'll say. DiCaprio Bootle getting that second gunner job is scaring Steve to death. It's a good thing he's at work, because he would have cried a river right there, because that means that he is very close to possibly making a roster spot. I mean, I told him, Bootle is right there on the cut with those corners. They could possibly take Bootle. I mean, it's Bootle versus Nick Jones. And let's be honest, I would prefer Nick Jones all day long. But if they was to say, look, Bootle's putting in work. Bootle's the first one out there every day in camp, just about. Bootle gets out there. Bootle, he'll hit you. And he's a little annoying guy on special teams. So I'm telling you, Bootle's got a shot. Steve don't like to hear it. Steve's not here today, so I'll just say it. But Jalen Watson got to talk at his presser today, and he said Jalen Watson, on his comfort level this year, he said everything just slows down. Now that I know what I'm doing, the guys I'm playing next to, I can move faster, feel more comfortable. We heard him say that on the franchise, too. If you guys watched the first episode of the franchise, I think Jalen Watson's going to have a big year. I really do. I think he's free to play better. He's free to play more loose. I think it's going to be good. I actually have a little bit more footage I want to roll for you guys really quick, and then I'll start reading some comments and talking to you guys a little bit. I'm sorry. Without Steve here, one of us is usually talking and one of us is usually like navigating this. And when it's just me, guys, I'm sorry. I don't have that much attention span that I can do everything at once, so it's whatever. But I got a little bit of a Bushman sighting today. It's always good to see Matt Bushman get out there and play, man. I like the fact that Bushman sucks up. He's like a Hoover. He sucks up everything that comes his way, and it's great to see. It really is. It's so awesome to see. I've got a little bit of let's see, what do we got here? We got the offensive line working a little bit. The offensive line, man, these big uglies, they get out there and push that sled around. It's not easy, man. I've pushed that sled before more times than I ever want to talk about, and boy, it's just not fun. I got a little bit of clip of Rashee Rice coming into practice today, looking good. I tell you, man, it's just a fun time to be a Chief fan. I think that camp is just, it's going the way we thought it needed to go. We needed the wide receivers to step up. We need the corners to prove themselves. We need the offensive line, defensive lines to gel. If I still had a little bit of a concern, to me, the bigger concern is still that defensive line. With Omenihu getting, smacked with 6 games, and then Chris Jones not here just yet, and Turk still coming off of an injury, You can't be so sure that he just comes right in and plays to his level. But, I mean, I think we're fine. The last little thing today I want to say is that the offense, we think they're going to run a lot of 12 and 13 personnel this year. And they did. And today it was Travis, Noah Gray, MVS, Justin Watson, and Pacheco. So, again, Watson and MVS were your starters. That was your 1 and 2 without Kadarius Toney out there. So it looks like Watson's getting a lot of the Kadarius Toney work, to be honest. But Noah Gray, he's in there. Sometimes that may be Jody Fortson. Jody Fortson's not in, but it's pretty telling that they took Noah over Blake Bell, took Noah over Bushman. I think Noah's going to have a big year, and Tucker Franklin backs it up. He says Noah Gray has had a very good camp this year, from pass pro to run blocking to route running to catching. He's done it all, and he has. He's done good. I think they drafted him as a replacement for Kelsey, and now that he's learned under Kelsey for 2 years, going into year 3, I think it's year 3. It feels like he's been here forever, but I'm pretty sure it's year 3. Noah Gray, I think he's going to step out of his shell a little bit this year. I don't know how much he'll actually turn that into production because I don't really know how many times Mahomes will throw his way or how many times, we've got a lot of mouths to feed here. So it's not always like Noah Gray, the backup tight end, is going to get some catches, but I think he'll appear here and there. He'll help move the chain some. I put his receiving yardage somewhere around maybe 250, 350, somewhere in that range. I don't think it's going to be groundbreaking or anything, but I think he'll be fine. And then we've seen Chamari Connor. He got to run at nickel with the first-team defense a little bit today. So it's good to see some of the rookies get out. What do we have here? We have Steve driving home from work. What's up, brother?
Nothing, man. I just broke out of work, and I thought I would jump on at the end of this thing because I could.
Right. That's awesome. Well, you can't read chat or nothing, so I'll read the chat up with you and stuff. But Kip Carnes, good to see you, man. Yeah, I was just breaking down camp. I'm sure you probably didn't even get to read a lot of it today. But we were talking about Noah Gray having such a good camp, man. Noah Gray's looks so good.
I'm pumped about that, man. I always talk about Noah Gray. I always say that he's going to be the successor to Kelsey, so try not to crash here.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, Noah Gray, man. He looked good today. Tucker Franklin was just talking about him, saying that he's had such a great camp, and he really has. It looks like you're on Watterson. Are you on Watterson?
I'm on Watterson Expressway, yeah.
I can tell. It's clogged up, and people drive like a maniac, so watch out, bro. And there's state troopers everywhere over there, so there you go. Hey, man, people saying hey to Steve. Johnny Lyles said, Steve-O, drive safe, my dude.
I'm planning on it. Yeah, like Mike said, people drive crazy on this road, but no, I just wanted to jump in and talk a little bit while you were still on because I caught the end of it. So,
okay.
Yeah, so what's been going on, man? Fill me in. I saw where Chris Jones tweeted out that he loved KC. Playing with people's emotions. I saw that.
Yeah. There's not a lot of Chris Jones news today except for all the stuff we talked about. I was telling him about our video we did last night. The big thing today that I seen was Clyde was still out. He was still sick, battling an illness of some sort, apparently. He must have mono or something. Who knows what this guy's got. And then we seen Snead still out with that knee. Still nursing his knee, man. So some of these guys that need to have good years, they ain't even getting on the field right now. And that includes Jody Fortson, by the way.
He's both of those guys. I mean, Snead's is huge because he's working on a big contract, and then Jody's just got to get healthy because if he don't, he's going to turn into a John Ross.
Yeah, we don't need that. We were talking about Rashee Rice. He had a nice catch today, but we had an injury scare with him. He limped off the field, but good thing is he come back healthy. We seen Wanye taking reps with the first team. We seen Felix Anudike putting Wanye on his ass on a few pass rushes. I didn't get any clips of it, but that's good to see from Felix. And then, of course, Prince got a lot of the first team reps today, and he struggled with pass protection again today. We've seen this twice now. McKinnon's actually was working with him after practice and stuff to try to help him with that, which, like I said, man, that's why you bring McKinnon on this team, because that's the guy you want to help you with pass protection.
Yeah, for sure. And I think McKinnon can get those younger guys up to speed too. You know, I think Pacheco's still learning from McKinnon, and Deneric Prince can learn from him as well. So it's good that we have Jarrett McKinnon around. So, but I think it's cool that Wanye and Felix were battling. That's pretty cool. Sounds like Felix got the better of him though, huh?
I think they pretty much split it, man, because Wanye got him on one. Wanye really knocked him out of the pocket on one. So Wanye's a big boy. I will tell you this, Lucas Niang got lit up today.
Imagine that.
Imagine Lucas Niang getting lit up. I don't know. But yeah, I haven't talked about this yet. You can weigh in on this. We may see the Chiefs going against Kareem Hunt on Sunday. It says Diana Rossini reports the Saints are expected to sign both Kareem Hunt and Anthony Barr if both players pass their physicals and are in shape, per sources. So I guess we can put that to bed. The Chiefs are not signing Kareem Hunt. They're not doing it, but he may play with the Saints. How much he would play after only having 1 day, 2 days of practice? Probably not a lot.
Right.
But hey, man, that's quite the storyline.
I did see that. Let me put my phone down a little bit. I got 3 cops around me. But yeah, I did see that a little bit because of our lovely Saints troll that we acquired the other day.
No way.
Yeah, he was bragging about it.
Who brags about Kareem Hunt and Anthony Barr? Like, this is not 2007.
Right.
What in the world? Actually, I don't even know if Kareem Hunt was playing in 2007. We'll say 2017.
17.
We'll go with 2017.
Yeah. Hey, they're just replacing Alvin Kamara with another back from that draft class. They're going to use him for 2 or 3 games and dump him.
Yeah, we'll see how that works. Dude, the troll, baby. What do you think Clyde Edwards-Helaire has, though? He's been sick now for, like, so many practices. Like, what's up with him?
Well, I don't know. He was sick, and then he missed he missed a practice, and then he was back for a little bit, and then he's sick again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are they using sickness as an excuse?
Maybe. There was a couple of other guys that were out with a sickness around that time, too, so maybe they're passing something around.
Oh, wait. Cameron's actually in the chat right now. Kareem Hunt joined the Saints. Cameron is bragging about Kareem Hunt going to the Saints. I love it, man. Cameron, I'm glad you show up, man. Sometimes it's just...
That's the thing. I do like Kareem Hunt. I do. And I think he's decent, but I think his best days are behind him by far. But, yeah, I mean, what else can they do? They're just trying to replace Kamara for a few games.
Right. Julia wants to know, Steve, what's your panic level on Chris Jones at a 1 to 10? 1 being the lowest.
I mean, is there any other news from today other than the fact that he tweeted out, "KC, I love you"?
Yeah, Chiefer 6'5" Toss Power Trap says, "KC, I love you. What does this mean?" All caps. So some people are taking it as like, this is a farewell. Like, man, I love you guys. Got to go. I don't see it like that.
Yeah, I didn't get that vibe from it when I read it. I think that, I don't know. I think he's just kind of expressing love for the support that he's seeing. Because, I mean, everybody in Chiefs Kingdom has been like, hey, we got to get this done, you know? Like, we got to keep Chris Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, he sees that stuff. I mean, he gets on Twitter. And, I mean, people like me and you, Mike, that's just constantly like, hey, can we just go ahead and get this wrapped up? I mean, it's something you got to do. You have to do it. So, I mean, I think that's more what it is, more than likely. Or he just put it out there just to mess with people because Chris Jones seems like a troll.
Yeah. I think he has fun with people. But again, I think maybe this is all because, like you had showed me last night, he come out with that new commercial with Kelsey, and he had posted on Instagram, and a lot of people, dude, every comment, dude, get off that blue jersey. You look good in red, and sign your contract and this and that. I think he sees it. And I think he's just letting everybody know, like, hey, guys, it's good, man. I love Kansas City. It's going to be fine. We're going to get it done.
You think somewhat, like, sometimes us in Chiefs Kingdom, we look a little, like, desperate sometimes when these guys are wanting to sign. Like,
yep.
I can't imagine being in a place where, I got triggered because he was wearing a blue jersey in the commercial. Like, that never crossed my mind. But now that you said it, it's funny that people were freaking out about it.
Right, and that's only because they're not paying the NFL and the Chiefs licensing rights to use that Chiefs jersey. It's just a generic jersey, right?
Right, and what was it for? DirecTV, who uses blue, correct?
Right, I think so. Des the Gym and Chief Kelsey says that Kareem Hunt did not sign with the Saints and that he left, and tomorrow he's meeting with the Colts. So I'll have to look more into that now. But
yeah, what I saw, it said he was expected to sign with the Saints, but he never did. And just to answer Julia Gulia's question, because I never did, I think my panic level for Chris Jones is it like 10 being the worst, like the most panicked?
Yeah.
I'm at a 3 tops. I really don't think it's a big deal. I mean, it is what it is either way. Whatever Brett Veach is going to do is what Brett Veach is going to do. He's so stubborn. So I don't know, man. I don't think Jones is going anywhere. I really don't.
For sure, man. I think Chris Jones is going to be here. I think from what that I took, because I told everybody, man, we dropped the video early today. We recorded it last night in the middle of the night. It was about Chris Jones and Veach opening up. I think Veach actually told us more than it feels like he told us, because he let it be known that Chris Jones deserves a high contract. He deserves to be paid. That the Chiefs want to secure him financially, and that they want him to be a Chiefer for life. Like, they've said all that. He said every bit of that. So, again, they've got to make it work. You know, talk's cheap too. Brett Veach can't be cheap. His talk can be cheap. Don't be cheap with the pocketbook, Brett. Come on, let's get it together.
Brett's just got to do it this time. He's got to splurge a little bit. I know I keep seeing comments and stuff where people's just so worried about the salary cap. It's like, oh, we're going to be in cap hell if we pay Chris Jones $28 to $30 million. And it's like, man, what do you expect? I mean, if Quentin Williams is going to make $24 million with a possibility of $26 million, you can't go any cheaper than 28 on Chris Jones, or you're not in the same ballpark.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
yeah, like, you can't insult the guy.
It's always, you know, well, if he wants to be a Chief, he'll do this. And it's like, I think Chris Jones genuinely wants to be a Chief. He expressed a long time ago, before these talks even came up, that he didn't want to play for another team ever, that he wanted to retire a Chief, and he loved it here. I mean, I genuinely believe that. But I do think that at a certain point in your career, if you feel slighted or disrespected or not valued, I think that you can start to change your mind a little bit.
Yeah, I totally agree. Doug says, Superman Steve, Magic Mike, thanks for all you do and putting the work in. Doug, we appreciate you guys. We appreciate all you guys, to be honest. Steve's actually, he's hitting it on the way home from work. Vladdy says, what happened to Rashee Rice? He come up limping on a play. It was an injury scare. It didn't pan out. Nothing happened. He's good to go, but it was a scare when it happened. I was reading about it, and I was like, my God, let's not have a Rashee Rice injury. We don't need that with our wide receiver room right now. We don't need that. Let's go Chiefs. Good to see you here, man. If you're not a member, if you're not a sub, go hit that sub button for us, man. Trying to get to 20K before season end. He says 4 years, 28 per most of it guaranteed.
That's about what it's going to be, man.
Right. I don't think. Do you think Chris Jones would ever accept less than $28 million per year?
I think he would accept less than $28 million. I think he would go to 26, 27 if they guaranteed him most of his contract. I think guaranteed money talks to these players.
Yeah.
I'm sure they can't like fully guarantee a 4-year contract, but
Steve breaking up. He's going through Louisville satellite hell. There's a dead spot right there, and look at him. He's just gonna stay here. It looks like he's screaming at us.
Yeah. My bad.
Yeah,
it's
it ain't
like,
gonna happen.
dude, it's so congested out here too. It's that.
It is.
I still froze up.
Yeah, pretty much. You're still froze. But I tell you, man, at least that you tried to get on. I think that's cool. But yeah, man, we pretty much wrapped up everything for today. I was just about to get ready to jump off, and then Steve surprised us. But if anybody's got any questions or anything, throw them in the chat. I'll stay on for just a few more minutes. Steve's still frozen. He's still frozen. Hey, at least he tried. At least he's tried. But yeah, to run it back again today, Clyde Snead's still out. We seen Spags running this crazy 3-3-5 defense that's going to be exciting to watch. We seen Prince taking first-team reps, and he looked pretty good, but he struggled with pass protection. We seen Rashee Rice today. Caught a nice touchdown pass. We had an injury scare with him, but he's good. Steve's out. He might be back. Who knows? But yeah, we seen Wanye doing well. We seen Felix doing good. We seen Chamari taking first-team snaps. Spags coming in saying that he wants Brian Cook to step it up. A lot of things we've seen. Steve's back. He's back.
I don't know how long it's going to last, but I'm back.
I told him, man, you're going through a satellite hell right there in Louisville, man. I lose service right there every day. I can just about tell you where you're at.
I'm right over by Churchill Downs, sort of. Kind of, sort of.
You're near the Preston Highway exits, and it's crap over there. So, yeah. But, yeah, man, we appreciate all you guys for being here for sure.
Heck yeah, I had to
a
pop
good chat
in, man,
today.
I hate missing lives because I like talking to everybody. So it's kind of a bummer.
Right.
I'm like, man, I can sneak on real quick. I'm going to do it, even if I sound like crap and I'm trying to drive.
Yeah, a lot of people think that you look like you're Amish and you might be driving a buggy.
Maybe. Is it because the lighting's better? They can actually see how ridiculous my beard is.
Yeah, like you're getting a different angle. Like we're coming from the under chin angle.
Hey, y'all will accept my Amishness and leave me alone.
HD Chiefs fan says the Wi-Fi sucks when you're rolling in an Amish buggy.
We don't have Wi-Fi. I borrowed this phone from somebody else.
Brian asked, where is Crestwood, Kentucky? Crestwood is on the east end of Louisville. So it's about an hour from me. Where Steve is right now, it's probably about 35 minutes from him. It's towards the east end, like if you're going to go out and go hit 71 over to Cincinnati.
I'm getting ready to hit Shively, so.
So you're coming down Dixie. Man, you're getting ready to just hit a bunch of it, dude. You better be careful down through there. There's cops and there's wrecks every day. So I see the traffic everywhere. The TARC bus is running you over. I see it.
Well, so just to recap, did I miss what happened with Rashee Rice? Because I saw where there was an injury scare, but I don't know exactly what happened. So fill me in.
Right. Well, he was just running a route and he come up limping. They took him off the field. He was limping over on the side with the trainer. But then Pete Sweeney, who? Sweeney.
Pete what?
Pete's what? Pete Sweeney. He said that it was nothing. He was right back out there, didn't miss any time. He was good to go. So it was just like maybe like he twisted an ankle, rolled an ankle, maybe he stumped his toe. Nobody knows. They didn't really say, but he is completely fine. It was just a scare. And I know I put it in the title. I said Rashee Rice injury scare. It was scary. Like we were scared. It was an injury scare.
Especially with receivers right now, it's like we don't need anybody getting any little injury because we already have, Kadarius Toney and his liability ass. So we don't need any more.
Yeah, for sure. We don't need anything. These young guys got to get it. They're already holding down a lot. Dude, they're holding down a lot everywhere. Be it corners, be it linebackers, be it defensive line now. This is a youth movement, and the young guys better get it going, baby.
I'm excited for it, dude. Like, I'm just so ready to get this season underway. But it's awesome that we get a preseason game this week. So we'll get to see some of the position battles with actual competition. So that's what I'm pumped about.
Right. Kevin, what's up, Kevin? He says the 3-3-5 is a great nickel set in defense. Yeah, man. It's gonna be good. I actually showed people. I'll bring it back up on the screen for just a little bit. I was showing people what it may look like. So this is what a 3-3-5 may look like. You're going to have they've got Noddy here on the zero technique lined up over the center, and then they've got Karlaftis, and they've got Chris Jones playing a 4-eye technique, which is an inside shade on the tackle. And then it looks like that Leo was rushing the passer today, coming off of it. So Leo was your fourth rusher. And on the other side, they could do it with Leo if they want to rush 5. They could run Willie Gay off the other side. Drew Tranquil can do this. And then that basically puts Snead on the slot, Watson and McDuffie on the outside, and then, of course, you're going to have Cook and Reed on the back end, but you're going to have a lot of man-to-man. You got to hold up, and then they're going to bring Leo, and they're going to bring Willie Gay, and a quarterback is going to be running for his life. That's what's going to be happening because Chris Jones does his best work on that 4-eye.
Well, we kind of talked about this the other day, man, but there are two guys that are intriguing to run off the edge, and that is Willie Gay and Leo Chenal.
Yeah.
Like, both of them, as athletic as they are, I think that would be really fun and interesting. It'd be a nice little wrinkle to the defense, man. Because, I mean, we know Spags likes to keep those guys, he likes to keep offenses on their toes anyway. Like, he's pretty unpredictable. So, I mean, just to be able to pull out something like that, I think it could be very effective.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, Terry says facts, Mike. I appreciate you, Terry. Eddie K. Is Eddie K a Chiefs fan? He said, guess who's in Mahomes' way to the Super Bowl? Aaron Rodgers.
Meh.
What? Aaron Rodgers?
I don't think they'll even win the East. I mean, I think Buffalo's kind of on the downtrend a little bit, but I think they're still going to win that division more than likely.
Also, I mean, I don't know if they beat out Miami. Let's be honest.
That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, the Jets, they got some pieces. But, I mean, it's going to be rough for them to get it to, be cohesive in the first year of all these guys on this team. Like, I mean, the only people who's really played together that much besides, like, the guys that's been with the Jets, Rodgers and Lazard. That's it. I mean, the rest of these guys are all brand new pieces, and they've never played with each other. So it could be a tough year for them. It's not going to be as crazy as people think.
Gotcha. Okay, Eddie says he's not a Chiefs fan. He's a Rams fan, talking about Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
I guess that's what you have to do when your quarterback Stetson Bennett. I don't know.
Stafford?
Is Stafford still there? I thought they're trying to ship him out, aren't they?
I don't know.
Who knows? But Eddie, come on now. Come on now.
Hey, Eddie, you can be a Chiefs fan. It's okay. There's
It's
room
okay.
for you. There's room for you.
There's room for you on the bandwagon, Edward. Come on over, baby.
We'll take you.
Come on over. Were you a Rams fan back when they were with St. Louis? Oh,
With
that might be
Steve
why he hates the
Spagnuolo?
Chiefs. Maybe it's like a St. Louis KC kind of
Well,
rivalry.
isn't there a big section of Chiefs fans that were Rams fans that when they moved from St. Louis, they just went ahead and attached onto the Chiefs, though?
Probably.
I would think so.
Yeah. Probably so, man. I feel sorry for him, though. I tell you what, Los Angeles is a bad place for football. I don't think the Chargers should have moved there, to be honest, and I don't feel like the St. Louis should have lost their team either.
Hey, have you guys ever seen an Amish buggy with leather seats?
Yes.
Ah, now you have.
Whatever. Okay, man. Well, I'm going to jump off here, man. We've been on here for over an hour. We're going to let Steve get home. We're going to let him drive and not crash or something, Steve. So pay attention.
Well,
And
I kind of want to stop here at Raising Cane's. Yeah,
this guy's trying to get chicken strips. Hey, you can get the new Post Malone cup.
I'm getting that.
There you go. It's the nice one. It's the pink one with Posty on the side. But yeah, man, I'm off here today. I appreciate all you guys for being here with us. Be sure and watch our last video where we break down Veach and the Chris Jones contract talks. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button on the way out. We appreciate you. Hit that sub button. Hit that bell so you know we come out with new stuff. And we appreciate you guys. Steve, you got any last words for him before you get that Cane's chicken?
No, man, I'm just glad I got to talk to everybody for a little bit. So thanks for hanging out with Mike and supporting Mike the last couple of days. It'll probably go on like this for a couple of weeks, but we're going to do the best we can with it. But it'll get better. Hang in there. And, hey, it's football season, baby. So nothing to be upset about right now.
Dude, nothing to be upset about. Before we go, I just want to give you all one of these.
They call me El Travidor.
El Travador.
El Travador. See you guys.